Hello everyone, thanks for joining me here today on the banks of Lay Lake, Coosa River. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the most powerful force that ever exists, and it flows out of the love of God. You know, love is God's character, unconditional, unrelenting love. But the most powerful force out of that love is something called grace. Grace is best defined as God's favor. He not only loves you, He favors you as His child. It is His favor and it is His ability. One of the most famous passages in all the New Testament, and yet sometimes most least understood, is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, where Paul talks about the incredible revelation that Jesus Himself gave to him as an apostle. And then he says, after he had received this great revelation and was being used mightily, there was sent to him a messenger of Satan to buffet him. He describes it as a thorn in the flesh. And Paul says, I cried out to God fervently that it might depart from me. He said, 3 times I begged the Lord that this thorn in the flesh would leave me. And here was Jesus' answer. My grace, my favor, and my ability is sufficient for you. Notice Paul's response was, that being the case, I will most gladly glory in my own weaknesses, my infirmities, my reproaches, my suffering for the sake of Jesus. He said, because now I know that when I'm weak in me, that's when I'm really strong in Him. It's because of grace, that mighty, miraculous force of God's favor. God's grace can get you through anything. God's grace doesn't mean we get a free pass from the tribulation that is in this world, nor heartache, but grace will supernaturally overcome anything that we have to go through. I'm about to give a message on this Sunday, in fact, about the worst week of our lives, 20 years later, a story of God's prevailing grace. Pain persists, but grace prevails. I hope you'll join us soon on YouTube on this message, The Prevailing Power of Grace.